uSports Central. Happy Tuesday to you, Adam Deal, Charles Ashley. Charles, that NMOTSC top 10 poll has been released. It's a preseason poll. We have the 6A poll for you. We're going to release it a little bit later. I just want to real quickly apologize to you. Richard Tripp, Manny Lucero, if you're listening, get this guy a vote.
I need a vote now because this is getting out of hand.
He's a little bit upset, and we'll go over why he's upset a little bit later. But first, we're talking college sports now, and locally, the Lobos made a trip up to Logan, Utah State. It was very cold. It was snowy. Lobos expected to lose again. Charles, this Mountain West Conference race is a little bit different than everybody thought it was going to be.
Yeah, the Mountain West has been hard to really dissect because you have a Colorado State that's really good. You have Boise State, but you have a Colorado State team that's probably going to be left out of one of a bigger time bowl because the way that they're going to finish in our conference. The Lobos, despite their record, have been close in every conference game. A team that's improved every week. They're competitive. So it's kind of hard to gauge where we're at as far as if you're looking at the record. But if you watch the games, which people should watch games, sometimes I think they tend to just look at box scores. They read articles instead of watching the game. If you watch the Lobos play, you would have to agree that they're getting better. So
they are. And you know what? There's a lot of local kids that's getting it done. And we'll show you the highlights here in just a second from Logan. But kids like Romel Jordan from Cleveland High School, David Anaya, all local guys that we can get on and support. The defense is getting better by the game.
They are.
I'll keep emphasizing this. We're waiting on next season. That's what we're really waiting on.
But you got to have building blocks. I mean, even teams, the Miami Hurricanes, USC's, every team has a rebuilding stage. Unfortunately, we stumbled so far behind the block that it's taken a while to get back to where we want to be, but it's getting there. So take a little time. They'll get there, and I guarantee you next year we're going to be doing a lot more clapping and cheering. So
I hope you're right. Let's go to these highlights. This was on Saturday from Logan, Utah. And well, Charles, it was a little cold, a little snowy. Utah State at this point was on top, and the Lobos answered. David Anaya, a 1-yard touchdown, 7-7, and the Lobos tied off. It was just one of those games.
With Anaya.
Yeah, he's not bad. And look, the Lobos had some defensive plays. We mentioned better and better each week. This was what set up the touchdown by Anaya. It's Edwards' INT. A little return. Lobos later score, Charles.
Well, I like what the Lobos were doing. As you mentioned, the defense has gotten better. They're flying around. They're making some plays. And that's a real positive sign without seeing Dakota Cox out there that the defense had a stellar performance. So right here, you're going to see Jordan in the pistol, as always, with a nice handoff to Gibson, who's going to run to the outside, bounce it, fakes it, then bounces it.
Look at this.
Look at that. Lost the cameraman and everything. I told you he bounced to the outside. But we didn't get much out of that, and Utah State's going to have a nice run here. Check out the run. Stiff arms, going to stride it out. Oh, my goodness.
Well,
I mean,
Utah State ends up scoring, Charles. I mean, that's that. Look, Utah State had a few good runs, and this is what kind of separated the game is plays like this. Look at the athleticism here. Ooh, get off me. Push the B button.
Wow.
Skating down the sideline. That's 6 more for Utah State up at this point, 21-14. Listen, the Lobos, though, kept it competitive, more than competitive. I mean, just like every game, Charles, they had their chances, and we talked about local kids. How about this? Straight through the middle, and that's Romel Jordan going to go all the way into the end zone for 6, New Mexico.
Them Jordan boys can ball, no relation, but they can ball. But right here, we're going to have a bad throw by Lamar right here. Out of the pistol. They're a lot more aggressive throwing the ball this game. Maybe because the running game wasn't doing as well as they want them to. But right here, Jordan with a costly turnover in the red zone right before halftime. You really don't want to give up points like that, especially in the red zone, considering how tight the game was. And right here, Kent Myers with a nice throw, touchdown, Utah State. Kent Myers performing well for a freshman quarterback, 4th-string quarterback at that.
Yeah, it's crazy because 3 of their quarterbacks have gone down this year. You mentioned the passing game for New Mexico. You see Tyler Duncan there, able to get to the outside. Lobos were able to move the football a little bit, and then defensively, we mentioned they were pretty solid too, as you'll see here. Nick Davazo with the sack.
Oh, nice play.
Sit down, young fella.
So now got some momentum going at them. I like what UNM was doing. They were confident. They were still running the ball, albeit not as many yards as they're used to, and which sets up the beautiful fake by Jordan. Looks deep to my man Tyler Duncan, wide open in the secondary. Duncan makes a move, stiff arm. You're too small, young man. Touchdown, UNM. UNM's driving. Things are looking good. They get the ball back. And Jordan actually started 1 for 9, but finished the game really strong. Made some really good passes towards the end of the game. Right there, a nice little shovel pass right there. That's more like a run.
Yeah, it's considered a pass,
Yes.
Charles. So they get a couple completed passes here, but in the end, it's 28-21 Utah State over the New Mexico Lobos. Another loss, another close one. Lobo fans still a little bit frustrated. There's no pleasing Lobo fan here.
You can't
No
please
pleasing
Lobo fan. Lobo fan we don't realize this is a Utah State team that only gave up 96 yards rushing the game. We got to 246. This is a Utah State team that's competing for a Mountain West title. This is a good team, and they went into their turf, gave them a very competitive game. They had the ball at the end. They had an opportunity. The problem was we couldn't force a turnover. The defense could have forced a turnover, but that's what good teams run out the clock. Utah State did it. They ran the clock out, and we kept it competitive. What can we complain about? We complain about getting blown out. We complain about like a tough loss.
I guess
at least
W's.
we're progressing. Yes, everyone wants to
W's.
win.
The way this season started, it seemed like it was going to be a long year. It is a long year, but it seemed like we weren't going to be competitive. And the fact that we're competitive in every single game,
that's what you want.
It gives us a good sign. I feel like we're on replay every day, Charles, because we kind of say the same things. I just don't know what else to say about it. This season's a lost cause, yes, but the growth is there. If next season goes the same way, though, then there's a problem, right?
No, I agree. But you pointed on something that people, the casual fan will say, oh, well, what are you talking about? Growth. We discovered some things about the team that we probably didn't realize because of you have to grow and mature. Gauchi getting injured now enabled Lamar Jordan to step into the helm. He adds a different dynamic. A complete season with learning to play schemes, getting more familiar with all your players, the line getting. It's a young offensive line too. We're only losing a couple guys. This is a team that there's some building blocks there, and the defense has gotten better every game. All you can do is hang your hat on getting better, and they're doing that.
Well, listen, it's a growing progress. Patience. That's all we could ask for, Lobo fan. When we come back, we'll show you the top 10 plays of the week, Charles. Also in 3 and Out, we're going to talk about the Pit and why they got denied by the NCAA. A little bit later, NMOTSC top 10.
They don't
Come on back,
to the
uSports Central.
Back.